YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah, back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, is another crochet hair install video. I know, it's been quite some time. I don't think I've done a traditional crochet hair install in 2021, and we are sitting here in March right now. Your girl knows she's been slacking, but I'm coming back bigger and better than ever this year with another black-owned business, and this time it is from one of my favorite stylists, Nia Natural Hair. Now, Nia Natural Hair has come out with a curl called the Ari curl. Look at it, gorgeous, beautiful. Now, if you're not familiar with Nia Natural Hair, she is a hairstylist up in the DMV area who does incredible work. I mean, it's impeccable. She prides herself on making crochet hair look realistic, and I can honestly say her clients slay every look that they do. Sometimes I get confused on my timeline and I think, okay, it's another person with a silk press, it's another person with a blowout, it's another person with a traditional hairstyle, but oh no. I should know it's Nia Natural Hair. Making crochet hair look realistic is the name of her game, and that is what she does. That's what she prides herself on. She teaches courses. She's been featured on TV shows. She's an amazing stylist. So when she reached out to me and said, hey, I'm creating a hair, I would love for you to try, I said, girl, send over, no problem. So this isn't a paid sponsorship, but Nia did provide me with the hair. Now, the Ari curl, she released this, I think, September of last year. She sent it to me a while back, and you guys know I went through some phases where I got some silk presses, and my girl Tony, who's my stylist, made them silk presses last for 5 weeks the first time, I think 4 weeks the second time. So this has just been sitting in my closet for a minute, but I was like, as soon as I come back, I'm coming back with the Ari curl. Now, this curl is heat safe up to 300 degrees. It is in the color 1B30, and it is supposed to be, on the site I read, it is 16 inches. It looks a little shorter than 16 inches in the pack, but I'm sure when I open it, it might drop down and we're gonna see that 16-inch length. Now, I already have my hair braided down. As you can see, it's a straight back braid pattern. You guys know every single one of my videos, it's a straight back braid pattern for me. That's all you're going to get over here. If you want intricate styles, you go check out Jess Monique Thomas. She's amazing at giving you versatility, giving you switch ups, trying new and innovative styles. With me, you're going to get a straight back braid pattern. So that is what I have right now. It is 10 braids, all going straight back, coalescing into a little bun. So this is where all my hair is up under here. And that is the braid pattern that you guys get from me, again, all of the time. So it's easy, it's simple enough, not too much frill and thrill over here. So the braid down took an hour and 20. So we'll see how long this actual install, and that'll be the total time it takes. So again, starting out, just showing you a closer view of the braid pattern. It is just a straight back with the braids coalescing into a little bun that I have sewn down in the back. So taking the hair out the plastic, this is what the hair, or one piece of the hair, kind of look like. Now, I don't know if this is where I went left, but this is one section of hair. And I know for a fact you're not supposed to apply all this to your head. That would be a little too much. So then I started splitting like I would any hair that is kind of bulk hair that is not already pre-separated. So I go through and I separate this hair, and that is kind of where we start this journey off. So when splitting the hair, I just noticed that there's an amount of frizz. You guys can kind of see this right now. Like, this is a big section. So you're not supposed to apply this. If I applied this as is, then I would need 20 packs of this hair, because that's just one section of the hair. So it feels like you're supposed to split, but the more you split the hair, for me, I realized the frizzier it kind of got. So for me, I already had a sense that this might not be going in the direction I thought it would be. So I continue on, but again, already off bat, I was already having some hesitations. So my install process was the same as it normally is. All I'm doing is taking the needle, pushing it through my braid, attaching the hair, then pulling the needle and the hair through, and then just knotting the hair. I think I did it twice, so I knotted the hair twice throughout, and then that is it. That is how I install all my hair pretty much. And then when I get to the front, that's when I start invisible knotting.
I go give you all and more. Bad man, I feel your flow. Wine I'm slow. This one no be private show. You don't know. Vicky, bad.
So as I said, when I get to the front, I invisible knot, and all I do for my invisible knot is I'll use the Loveth Speaks method. I'll link her video up above where she does a better job explaining it than I do. But essentially all I'm doing is, instead of pulling both strands through, I'm only pulling one strand of hair through the loop that I make. So Nia sent me 4 packs of hair to achieve a look, and this is what 1 pack alone got me. So 1 pack alone got me this look that you're seeing right now. So moving on to opening the 2nd pack and installing some more. So I don't know, as I'm recording this voiceover, what I'm titling this video, but you're watching this, you know what the title of it is. You get the gist that this is the install and the review all wrapped into one. Me, as I was recording the install, and me even on my first day, did not know this was gonna be how this played out. So some things I say might not make sense, or might sound like I'm doing like a regular review of a hair type video. But again, this video I wanted to keep up. I debated on whether I wanted to put this up or whether not to put it up, just because I was like, I failed. But I thought it was perfect to show, like, I'm not perfect. 5 years almost of doing crochet hair installs, I don't always get it right, and so that is why you guys are seeing me still do all of this. And at this time, I still didn't know we were going the complete left way that we did. But again, you need to show the good times and the bad times when you have a channel like I do. Whew. So I just got done installing the hair. This is what it's looking like just in, without styling it or anything. I know it's looking pretty big. I went on the site because I only used 2 packs. I did open the 3rd pack that I had just to use like 1 little sliver of it. So I wouldn't even say I used like 2.5. I'd say I used like 2 and 1 little sliver. You could probably get away with just 2, but me being extra. The site says that on the model they use 2.5 packs of hair with 2 parts. They suggest between 3 and 4 packs of hair. 5 if the hair is thick and or long, or the circumference of the hair is larger than average. So you guys know I'm a typical 5 packer. I use a lot of packs of hair. I use 2 and it feels pretty big on me, but I'm going to work this thing out. I'm going to figure out, because I typically part on this side, so that's why I parted it on this side just to see. But then I got like a big hair look. Maybe I separated it too much, but then again, these are so big. Like, am I supposed to use the whole sliver of it? Like, I'm confused on how much I was supposed to utilize, because again, like, you normally get a hair and you want to separate it out. This isn't a good example, but you typically want to separate it out a little bit, but like, there's no rhyme or reason for how much you're supposed to utilize or how much you're supposed to separate out. It's a lot. I've never been stumped like this before. I think I grabbed my scissors. Yeah, I grabbed my scissors to see what I could do. When I tell you guys I was trying everything to make this work, I really wanted it to work because I could not figure out. I've again installed, I think I look back, 60 hairs at this point. Is it 60? We're somewhere in the 60s with the amount of hair that I've installed, but this has literally never happened. The closest I've got is the Trendy Tresses Glamour Curls, and it still wasn't like this. I tried to do like a middle part to see if that looked better. I did kind of pull up the middle into a little hump, and I was like, oh well, that maybe will work, but I don't want to wear my hair like this for weeks upon weeks. So I really was trying to figure out what I could do to kind of salvage the situation and make it just a wee bit better, because I don't like failure. I hate failure. Failure is not my middle name. So I have installed and I've tried to flatten. I'm trying to figure out through this. I'm like, it has to be user error. It has to be user error. I had to have done something wrong, because again, like I mentioned, this is how it comes on the string. So I'll pull one off. You're not supposed to apply all of this in your hair unless you're supposed to apply this all in your hair. Then I feel like you would go through a lot. So your general consensus, which is what I do with a lot of my hair, is to separate it out like I normally do. I didn't separate it too tiny, I don't think. I did like this size about for all of them. And then as you keep separating though, you see how it's with one, it's already frizzy. Then I think as you keep going, the more and more, this is a little bit frizzier than the last one. Then this one, as you go, is a little bit frizzier than the last one. And then you're left with this one, which is a lot bit frizzier than the last one. So I think when you put that in your hair, it just automatically creates a volume that is it's big. The splitting of this hair gives me great concern for the lastability of how it may last on my head, because if I get up in camera, you guys can see there's places already that have frizz, and it's 1 hour with this hair. Now again, the pack online, it says this hair is 16 inches. I mean, you can clearly see on me this is not 16 inches worth of hair. The way brands use verbiage for length, it varies vastly from the brand. So a lot of brands will list the length from here to here. So whatever this length is from here to here, which to me looks about 8 or 10 inches, 8 somewhere in there. Some brands do the length as this. So if you go this way, they'll say this is the full length. So they'll say, and a lot of times for braiding hair, if a braiding hair says it's 50 inches, it means it's typically 50 inches from here to here. So brands will do that. And then sometimes brands will delegate, well, if you stretch this out, then that's the length we're counting. I do tend to prefer when a brand lists the length, whatever it is, from top to bottom, no stretch, no anything, so it gives me a good idea, especially if I'm buying online. If I'm in stores, my eyeballs can literally see what's going on and can say, oh, well, if this says it's 20 inches, I know this isn't 20 inches in my head, so I know they're counting it some other way, whether it be this way or stretching it out this way. But for me, going online shopping, I always would prefer, and you don't know until you get it, if they count it from here to here. So it's definitely shorter. You guys know I love definitely a good 14 or 16 like hitting here type of a length. So I didn't want to cut it too much because, again, I don't like a shorter style. Now this hair is listed as $13.99 on Nia's site. So now I am back. As you can see from the signage, it is day 2 with this hair. Now I am going to have to take this hair out at day 2 just because, as you guys can see, overnight it's just kind of gotten bigger. It's kind of gotten to a place where I don't know how I'm going to be able to control it. I did have to run out a while ago, and I just, it felt too big. It felt very, again, this is what it looks like. It felt like I couldn't contain it, and it's raining today as well, so I felt like the more water that was going to hit it, I don't think it was going to do well in that type of scenario. And plus, too, I have a busy week at work, so today is Monday as I'm filming this. It's after work time, so I decided, I have to take this out before tomorrow when I get back to work, just because simply I don't think that I'm going to be able to tame this hair or, change it as the weeks go on. I think, again, if this is what it's looking like at day 2, I do not think me personally, my skill set is going to be able to change this. So tomorrow when I have to conduct my interviews and of course have my camera on, I don't think it looks, terrible, but it's not, it's not me. It's not my normal look. So going back, like last night I thought about it. I was like, it doesn't look like how it's supposed to look. And then I was like, Leah, how is it supposed to look? Like, how do you know what it's supposed to look like? In my mind, I was like, you're right, because most hair, you have the pack of hair, you see the model on it. But I know dealing with a lot of smaller brands, they don't typically have that model shot. So if you're in a store, you have the ability to walk in a store, you see the pack of hair, and you see the model on it. And so you have, oh, that's what it's supposed to look like. Or sometimes stores now will have the mannequin head with the crochet hair on it, so you can see a 3D representation. But sometimes you can see the hair on a pack. And so I was like, well, what does it look like? So I went on the site. Looking at the site, there's only one photo for this on her actual site to buy it, and it's kind of turned to the side. So I was like, I'm still not getting a good view of it. So then I went to her Instagram to figure out, what does it look like from the front, the side, the angles that most sites kind of have of a model, do this, do this, do this, kind of turn around and all that. So I saw it. And then when I saw it, it did look bigger. It looked bigger. Like one of the model shots, it was a huge look. It was a big hair look. It was a big hair vibe. And I love the vibe on her. But I think in my mind, I was like, I was thinking maybe a smaller curl. I was thinking maybe a Trendy Tresses Glamour curls, just in that same vein. But for me, it was definitely not giving that. This is of course what it comes like on the ring, but of course you don't apply it like this. So in my mind, I'm like, you split it at least a couple times, so I thought, but I think the more you split it, the more it just kind of frizzes out. So this is just 2 right here, and then of course if you split this more, so if I split this more, it's just gonna kind of get bigger. and then it's what it is in my hair right now. So I looked on her site. It says this hair is considered to have a silky floss finish. We do not advertise purchasing if you are using a technique that does not install silky textured crochet hair well. And I was like, maybe I don't know how to install silky textured crochet hair well. I looked back on how many times or how many hair I've installed on this channel, and I've done 55 styles I've had on my head, and I don't think any have had, you know, as soft as the texture. The Glamour Curls and the Trendy Tresses River Curls were both very soft, and I did have issues kind of separating it, but I think once it got in my head, it wasn't as full and as big as this is. And I'm thinking maybe too, it's the added effect that it's a colored hair. And you guys know when I try a colored hair, a lot of the times it does frizz a lot more than if it was a solid black color, because I did notice one of my faves here on YouTube, Shay, she did an install of this hair as well, and it looked perfectly fine on her. It was bigger, of course. It was not, you know, it's not going to be a flat to your face style no matter what, but it didn't look as, you know, in her first install like mine did. And I was like, okay, she had a black color. This might not be for us DIYers out here, us people who do hair at home, which a lot of you guys, I think it's about 50-50 maybe. 50% of you guys go to stylists, 50% of you guys do it on your own. I do not think this is for us do it on our own unless you really feel like you got a solid foundation, you are really good at it, and I think if you get a solid black color. Now Shay's video is all instrumental. She's not really talking over her install, but she did put in her description box that she feels like you could get 3 to 4 weeks of wear out of it. I do not know, because I did not see an update video, if she did a review post the actual install of the hairs. If she does, again, I'm going to link up above her install video, but you guys can reach out to her and maybe figure out how long she was able to wear it. 3 to 4 weeks for her. I mean, I could see it with the way she installed it and the way it looked on her. It looked good on her that first day. For me, of course, I don't think I could do 3 to 4 weeks if I'm about to take it out day 2. Again, I just want to preserve my braid pattern to put a hair on top. Again, March is just a crazy month for me and work and being prepared for interviewing students and campus recruiting. Although it's virtually this year, it's just the same as if I was going on campus. You guys know I typically like to have a good hair, a hair I feel confident in talking to students with, and this just isn't it. So I was like, should I put this video up? I took the time, you know, to film my install, film my first day, and I thought I was going to run this video like a normal video. If you guys are familiar with my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay familiar with my channel. My hair's so big you can't even see the full button. Stay subscribed so you can see more from my channel. But you guys know this isn't how I typically present things. I typically wear things for a while, but I did want to be candid about an experience that I had where I don't feel like I'm the expert. You guys come to me sometimes like, you can do no wrong, you can do no wrong. I clearly did wrong in this situation. I think this has to be part user error, part the fact that it's also a lighter hair, and sometimes they are known to get frizzier quicker than a solid black hair. But I am so proud of Nia for releasing a hair. I do know that Nia also has a lot of hair on the Be Famous site. She has the Royal Curl, which I bought with my own money. Like, I don't say which I bought with my own money about 2 months ago. So she has the Royal Curl, she has like a Tiffany curl, she has a lot on the Be Famous site. And I'm excited to try this hair because again, it's a solid black. It is still kind of in that same vein where, you know, this is how the hair comes. So I know I'm gonna have to be very careful when I separate this hair out. I do prefer this hair. Call me a baby, call me whatever you want, but I do prefer the hair that's already kind of pre-separated for you because it makes it so much easier. Not to say that I can't deal with a hair like this, because I have dealt with hair like this before and it hasn't turned out the same way, but I hope this was helpful. I know in my install video I thought I was going to film this like I normally do, so the install was going to be separate from the review, but I decided since what happened, I should just lump it all together and just share with you. Your girl has had failures before. This is my first major failure on this channel. 4 years in, I knew it was going to happen, but again, this is a hair that was created by a stylist who knows what she's doing. I am somebody who, you know, at times feels like she knows what she's doing, but clearly has a ways to go. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, even if you didn't. I know this is not my typical, but I did get another hair. I thought I was going to be able to wear this hair for weeks, and I was getting myself prepared for my next style, but now it looks like, you know, I'm going to have to take this out and install another one tonight. So if you want to stay tuned to see what hair is in that box and see what I present for you guys next, just make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Again, Periscope big, but make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can see what I do next. And I will not be filming that install, but I'll be installing it on top of this braid pattern because again, it's only been 2 days with this braid pattern. If you saw the beginning of this video, just installing my next hair on top of this. So again, stay tuned, stay locked in, see what I choose next, see how that goes. Make sure that you guys are following me on Instagram at LeeLavon89 so you can keep up with my shenanigans in real time. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
The way you back it up, the way you boss in the place, nah. Steady on time.